Hi, everybody.
Talk slowly. Rob's still making his snack.
I'm Fubaka. Welcome to the Plumes of Hazard. I am joined by this guy, the Ansel Vapor.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Hello, everyone.
Sriracha Farts. The lovely, illustrious Understudy 77.
I told you I wasn't ready.
I know you weren't. Sriracha Farts. Someone's got the show open.
Oh,
so I'm trying to get the chat. I told you I wasn't ready.
Well, like I'm in the. I can see you guys.
I put the chat in side link. Your side chat.
I wasn't paying attention.
Wait, I'm seeing you guys on the YouTube, but I'm in the hang.
All right, hold on. I'll turn my lights up.
That worked out kind of okay.
Anywho,
there.
Thank you for tuning in tonight. Mass Blast is here in very limited capacity, unfortunately. It's baby things, and he was nice enough to do us the intro. So thank you very much, Masty. Yeah. So, how's everyone doing?
Still getting ready.
Yeah.
I just felt my roll like right when we were clicking go.
Dude, like
I was playing with fucking DNA 75 theme.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for this thing to dry out so I can rewick it. I'm vapeless right now. I don't know if I'm gonna set up. I'm just chilling.
So still getting ready.
That's fine.
Hey, Steve, what's wrong with your face? Rick wants
wrong with my face?
Yeah, Rick wants to know what's wrong with your face.
I don't know. What? Oh, the fact that I was shaving in a couple of days. Yeah, is that what he's talking about, I assume? Yeah.
Fu is definitely not the tallest, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, no.
I think that's close between me and Angsty.
Yeah, I think you might have me by a skosh.
Maybe a little bit. I'm 6'3".
Yeah, I'm 6'2" and change, I think.
Yeah, so I might have you by just a tiny little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Mass are the shortest. I think Mass.
So is that the new one, Angsty?
It's not. It's not. That is one of my pieces of my news though today.
I mean, I'll put the new one on.
Yeah, you know what's funny is this has changed throughout my career as a man. When I was shaving when I don't know, high school, occasionally shaving or whatever, like not having to do it every day kind of thing. But you could tell after a couple of days if I hadn't been shaving. But I had a hole in my mustache right there forever. I mean, all through college when it was all, you know, you're a little lazier in college when it comes to shaving and whatnot. But it always looked bad. But this part, always fine. You know, all this not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I had two spots here and one spot right in the middle of my mustache. But as I've gotten older, for whatever reason, that's filled in. It actually looks pretty reasonable these days.
That is relatively reasonable. I mean, So we'll go way the hell back. Probably 12 years ago, give or take, was the last time I was clean shaven ever.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was mandatory for my job.
Sure.
And if everybody wants to give me some serious shit, that job was at Hollister.
Yes, I remember.
So mandatorily, you had to have a clean shaven face there.
I wonder if they've changed that because cool, you know, the street kids or whatever that are wearing Hollister, they may.
So I have no idea, but back then you had to have a shaven face, and you weren't allowed to wear any black, no black belt, no black shoes, no black anything.
Really?
Yeah,
that's kind of funny.
You could wear other brands, but they had to. It couldn't you couldn't wear other brands. It had to be like a plain white T-shirt or something. You were not allowed to wear anything that was black. That was the
interesting.
But the second I left there, I grew a beard, and I never shaved it off after that.
Hello, attitude.
Generations of different styles and whatnot. This one has probably been consistent for about 10 years.
Yeah,
I like this beard,
which is a reasonable length for a beard. You don't look homeless.
It works in a professional setting.
Right.
Pull it off. It's well kept. It still looks good.
It's enough beard to let everyone know that you vape.
Exactly, but not enough to have it on my neck.
Right, you can't have that.
Not enough to make them think that I'm involved in vape life.
So, hello, everybody. I haven't gone through and saying hello. We got Zero and Festy and Rick Carr. Mr. Ben, Green Bay Vapor.
50 minutes and counting.
What was that?
2 hours, 50 minutes and counting.
Or
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, the Kingdom Hearts 3. So I Googled it after you guys were talking about it earlier. I Googled it and started to read back. It was like a summary of the plot. You know.
Oh my God, it's so complicated, man.
It was ridiculous.
So, it's one of those things, if you didn't play it in the beginning.
Yeah. So in 2003, the first game came out. I was in high school. I played it. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. 2005, I'm in college. Second game comes out. I play that too. I love it. I think it's awesome. And then like they start releasing like Nintendo DS and PSP titles and shit. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to touch that. It'll be fine when they finally get around to 3. Like these are just filler. Yeah. They're not. All 9 games, including the shitty mobile game for your phone, are essential to the story.
Wait, hold on. Pause that for just a minute. Festy just said that they're easing us into becoming neck bears. What is a neck bear?
I mean, it's
basically it's Grizzly Adams right here.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I've got that going on right now myself, but this is going to come off, so no worries.
I was kind of thinking it's like a gay vapor or tech person. Yeah. Because a bear.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't think that's a pejorative, right? I'm pretty sure they call themselves like that's their thing. Right?
It is. I don't feel like I'm easing anybody into that lifestyle. Like, if it's for them, that's good for you, man. I got no problem with it. Like,
that's right. Everybody makes their own choices. Exactly. That's fine.
We'd be best friends, but I'm definitely not easing anybody into it. Like so including the shitty mobile game.
Yeah.
So I've spent the last month or so taking the games that I thought were important and watching all this cutscenes from them because I don't want to play them. Because why the fuck do I want to play a 10-year-old game even if it's remastered into HD?
Right.
With the exception of I just played Tales of Vesperia's 10th year anniversary. But
so you're reading your words.
Different story. That game's awesome. And like
was it related?
What?
Was it related?
Tales of Vesperia? Fuck yeah. Tales is its own entirely complicated series. But
okay, I thought so.
None of them are connected. They're all different, but they're all like so if you ever watch like an anime, it's like that. So like you start out and the story is very simple.
Yeah.
And, like you're saving somebody or you're going on a journey. And then like a third of the way through, everything changes. And then a third of the way through, everything fucking changes again. And it just turns into this huge, massive thing where, like, by the end of the game, you've completely changed the entire way the world works. And, like, I think they're a lot of fun. Plus, the combat system is super fucking cool because it's, like, it's random battles like a turn-based game, but it's not turn-based. When you go into the battle, it's 2D fight style. So, like, it's like a fighting game when you're in the battle.
Interesting.
So it stays really fun. Like, I've always loved it. I think they call it, like, the linear motion battle system or some shit, but it's super fun. Because it stays exciting. Like I'm too fucking old for turn-based games. You'd think that I'd be just old enough because they're slow.
Like what's turn-based? Are we talking like Civilization turn-based?
No, well, yeah, but also like
that's as turn-based as it gets.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah. That's an RPG, like a turn-based RPG.
Yeah, you start a random battle and then you pick your thing and then everybody gets a turn. Like Tales of Vesperia is way faster paced than the fights, which I think is a lot more fun. So I played the shit out of the 10th year. It's been, I don't know, that's probably the third time I've played it. So it's probably been 5 years since I played that game. I enjoyed it a lot. My wife's playing it now because they brought it out on Switch. That's fucking awesome for me. Like, I love playing shit on Switch.
I haven't touched my Switch since getting through Link, getting through Zelda.
Oh, I loved that game too.
That was a great game. The only thing, the game almost lost me, and I'm a massive Zelda fan. But even though I am a huge fan, it almost lost me with the weapon durability problem.
Oh, I had some issues with it, but once you get the Master Sword, you're fine. Spoilers.
Yeah, but it's a significant part of the game before you get the Master Sword.
Yeah, it is. It takes you a long fucking way through the game.
Especially if you're not using guides or whatever, right?
The other problem is with that, well, if you don't use a guide, you might never fucking find it, or unless you just go explore everything.
Right.
Another interesting concept of that game it brings out a weird thing in me. because I'll have an inventory full of really good weapons. I'm like, this isn't the right time to use this.
Yeah, totally.
This isn't the right time to use this. And I just never use the good stuff. I'm like, what do I have that I can spare?
Yes, exactly. Because not only are they breaking all the time, you also have a limited capacity.
Exactly.
You're always like hoarding your shit to the end.
What can I spare?
Oh,
okay, what don't I need right now? I agree.
You come up with like, like some guys that are pretty easy, like the little not hobgoblins.
Yep.
Hobgoblins, is that right?
Babobkins, I think.
The Bobkins. Maybe that's right. Anyway, whatever they are, you come up with the easier guys or whatever. So you start sorting through your stuff. You're like, here's a shitty club that I used before.
Yep.
Boom, and it breaks. Okay, fine. But I've got another one of those. Like, boom, 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 kill them, and they're done.
The other thing that fucking kills me about that game is the DLC.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so I'm all about that game starting off being exceptionally difficult and kind of having the survivalist aspect to it. Like, you got to play smart and shit. Like, that was fun. But then you play through, and I've played it twice now because I played it again on the Switch, because I'd rather play it on the Switch, because if I go somewhere, like, I can just go explore some far off place handheld, and it's great.
Right.
Because I played it first on the Wii U. But, like, you go in to do the DLC, and, like, one of the weapons, it's one-hit kill. So every bit of DLC they've released from that game takes you back to, like, the very beginning, where it either strips you of everything that you've built the whole fucking game, makes you die super fast. I'm like, I don't fucking want that. Like, I want to be like, I worked really hard to be a badass. Let me play the DLC as a badass, damn it.
Right. And so, to me, I think the thing that killed me was the fact that the weapons would break permanently, right? They were just done.
Yeah, you couldn't fix any of them?
Couldn't fix it. So I think adding that into it and making that a process, right? You got to go get whatever item or go to whatever place to repair it. I would be okay with
it. If it breaks, it's broken for good. But if you stop using it before it breaks, you can repair it. Like, you wouldn't be that bad.
Something, right? I mean, just like a little bit there, I think would have gone a long way for me. But because it was Zelda, I did push through. And yes, once you get the Master Sword, it's a lot easier.
I ended up doing all the, like, end game hard shit, like the Lionels, like the giant fucking Lionel fights and stuff.
Those guys are bare. Woo.
Oh my god, yeah, they are. They're fucking terrifying to fight too. But like, you get their weapons, and their weapons are the best ones in the game. But like, I have all of them, a bunch of almost a fucking inventory full. I'm like, I don't want to use this.
Right.
But Kingdom Hearts is going to be fucking amazing. I'm so excited. One of the games that they put out was like a demo, like 2.8. It comes off of the end of one of the other games. It's all really fucking complicated, like you said. But it's basically like a demo for the battle system that is in the new game. Oh my god, it looks so good. I'm so excited. I had so much fun just playing that, and it was an hour and a half. So like tonight at fucking 2 hours and 42 minutes, the PlayStation 3 is counting down right now. It's already reloaded.
Nice.
It's just up and counting down.
Bokoblin. I just Googled it.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't come up with it. It was something funky. There we go. Now I'm happy. I was going to bother the shit out of me if I didn't Google it.
But just in general, it's a good time for video games. And I haven't played a lot of video games recently, so I'm enjoying getting into them a little bit again.
So I think what I need to do then, I think Tony was talking about today, there was like a $100 something or another package. You can get like the previous games too. Huh?
Yeah, I mentioned that. So you can.
Or is it you? Okay.
Yeah, on the PlayStation Store, I think it's $100. You get 1.5 or 2.5 and 2.8 remixes, which are HD versions of all 9 games except the mobile game, so 8 games. But it has a movie, like an hour-long movie that kind of covers the mobile game world a little bit, which wasn't bad. I watched it. And then you also get Kingdom Hearts 3 with it. I think it's fun to get into. Like, they're fun. Some of the games aren't as fun, and like I just watched a story recap on fucking YouTube though.
So that's what I was going to ask. Because there's so much lore and history behind this thing, and they all kind of squish together. Does it make sense for somebody like me who didn't play the first couple main ones? Because honestly,
you have an exceptionally fun amount of time with the game still, because like battle-wise, it's a lot of fun. But you can honestly, and it won't fill in every gap, but there's a couple videos on YouTube that are like 36 minutes long that'll largely explain what's going on.
Okay.
And I started there, and then I said, I think I want to watch the movies for some of these other games to understand them more. But that 36-minute video gave me a pretty good understanding overall of kind of what happened so far, which is...
Right. Sorry, Rick. We're talking about Kingdom Hearts 3 that's coming out here in a little while tonight.
2 hours
And I haven't played it. So when that came out, I was a little older than Sean for sure. And so when that came out, I was all what I saw because I've always been an RPG fan. I saw Disney with like keys instead of swords. Yep. I was like, fuck, that sounds stupid. I'm not playing that.
I remember I first saw the trailer and I just thought the crossing of universes. I was like, huh.
It's quite interesting from the perspective of like you get to go to all these different Disney worlds though. And like I'm gonna be super nerd here for a second as you talk about that. And if my camera turns back on. My camera's been really funny today. There we go. Super nerd.
So I would like to now present to you why I didn't play the game.
It's a little ridiculous, but like it's really fun. And it's a really solid storyline, as convoluted and confusing as it is.
Rob says unsubbed.
Also, by the way, when I was 15 or however old I was when the first game came out, 13 to 15, like this was a cool fucking thing. Although I still, now that I'm older, I'm having the problem of like, how do you cut something with a round object?
But that's why I thought it was dumb.
If you hit it hard enough, it'll cut right through it.
However, like in general, storyline was good. It's interesting. I like Disney stuff. Even now, in my 30s, I like Disney movies and stuff. And the ones that they're covering in this, like they're doing Pirates of the Caribbean again, they're doing Big Hero 6. I'm really excited to do the Big Hero 6 world. That'll be a lot of fun. They do Hercules, so a bunch of different ones. They did Nightmare Before Christmas. So there's a lot of different things that you can go. To James Ryan, I got that at GameStop for like $35. It's foam.
So I have something funny to show you.
Okay.
Wait, before you show him that, I just walked in and I saw a big ass key-shaped dildo that Sean bought. What the fuck was that?
You're talking about Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, what was that big ass thing you had on the screen? I walk in, I'm like, what in the world is that?
It's a Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts 3.
Cool. Was it plastic?
Foam. And plastic.
Ribbed for your pleasure?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Although it's ribbed all the way down at the bottom, so like if you really pay attention to it, you can see that the ribbing is down here. So you got to really go.
Oh, it's even got a chain, so in case you lose it. What up, everybody? What up?
Welcome.
Thanks for the chat link.
You're welcome. So here's the funny thing. Wait, did you see it?
I see what?
The chat link.
Yeah. So I'm saying thank you.
I didn't know if you'd left. I didn't know if you totally left and you lost it again. So I accidentally came across this in my bookmarks, and this is gaming related, so I'm totally okay for sharing it. I don't know if you remember this, but this is in my 1Password from 10 years ago.
Ooh.
Oh God.
Do you remember this game?
I do remember that.
Yes.
Kingdom of Loathing was so damn funny. It was such a weird game. I don't know if anybody ever remembers this, but like, so if you click on here,
played this.
The character classes that you play, and it's like an RPG on the web. It is like Seal Clubber, Turtle Tamer, Pasta Mancer, which is probably my favorite one. But my actual favorite one was Disco Bandit.
I like Disco Bandit. I also like Saucer Roar.
The Saucer Roar, yeah. I mean, this game was so beyond strange and funny. If you've never played it, I'm going to pull it up for you and see if we could. Oh my gosh, this is so
Mountain Noob.
Yeah, Mountain Noob. Toot Oracle. Anyway,
I remember a lot of these old text-based clicker games.
Yeah, this is so good. Muscle, mysticality, and moxie. Those are your three traits.
The other one I would strongly suggest to anybody in here would be the Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. It was enjoyable. And it's the first time they put out the Definitive Edition outside of Japan, which means there's like extra characters and story that I didn't get before in the last.
The Tales of Asparagus, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Rob said, I can't figure out if I'm just lame or very cool for not knowing any of this.
We're going to go with cool for not knowing any of this.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, that game was hysterical many years ago.
in general, given that we're talking about games that are between 10 and 20 years old, probably very young.
Yeah, probably so. Oh boy. Masty Duro wants to know if you put all the little gremlins to bed.
NyQuil and cocaine works great.
A little bit of whiskey on the gums.
Florida parenting things.
Yeah.
Cocaine hags him up. NyQuil brings him down. Done.
Oh boy.
What happens though? The in between when they ask for more cocaine, you say no.
That's when you spray him with the wasp spray.
Like, here, this is whiskey. Put it on the inside of your gum. It'll just.
Yeah, that shit fixes it.
You're getting the Curachrome next.
Yeah, Fessy said next week. Hey, Angsty, what are you playing instead of what are you vaping on? That's valid. I fell out of gaming for a while, other than kind of idle. Not idle, but barely hitting the big highlights. I just had too much other stuff going on the last couple of years. But I do suspect if I'm not going to be totally lost by jumping into Kingdom Hearts, I know too many people that love it.
I will link you the 36-minute video I watched, and then you can make a decision after you watch that.
All right. I mean, if it's that good, I should probably check it out.
It's fun. If you like RPG like battle games, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would suggest even playing 1 and 2, because 1 and 2 were solidly good games.
You reckon afterwards it would be okay if I played 3 first?
Yeah, you'd probably be fine. As long as you kind of know what's going on, I figure you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I keep hearing Kingdom Hearts, and I keep thinking it's that Armor Games game, the one where you have the turrets. Was that named Kingdom Hearts too?
No, I don't think so.
I forget what the name of that one was.
The Armor Games, like the web games?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, which is that one? The one that you set up the turrets and the different
zones.
There's a little minions. Tower, yeah, it was Tower Defense.
Really,
I thought it was Kingdom Hearts.
No, that was a really early Tower Defense, though, I think.
Tower Defense, I mean, you're talking like Warcraft 3, no.
He's talking about true Tower Defense. I mean, it started off with...
Yeah, he's talking about old school Tower Defense.
Yeah, that was OG as hell. That was some of the first games that were out on the first iPhone when they finally put out
Tower
the App Store.
Plants vs. Zombies and shit.
Plants vs. Zombies was great.
Yep.
I found it. It was Kingdom Rush.
Kingdom Rush. It was a fantastic game on iOS.
Yes. Oh, so I played that game too. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I was a huge fan back in the day of Pocket God, to give you an idea of how sadistic I am.
That was an entertaining game. Not Tower Defense at all.
It still exists, I think. I had a lot of fun with that game.
Kingdom Rush would piss you off at the end when all of a sudden it's like they just throw everything they have and your tower's just getting fucking demolished and you're like, how am I supposed to win this shit?
No, nothing's gonna beat all that. No. What? No, Keith, Fortnite, really? No.
So I played dude. So I'm gonna sound really shitty. Like, our group played Fortnite before it was a thing for a week.
Yeah, it was free to play. We tried it out.
Yeah, and it was enjoyable.
I think it's terrible. At least the current iteration of the game, it's ridiculous.
I haven't touched it since that first time we played it.
It's way different now, and it's in a worse way.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, I think the camera views have gotten worse. I think I don't know.
I don't care for the battle royale game style anymore.
Yeah.
At this point, that
was my first battle royale game, so it was entertaining for about a week.
87 years of Fortnite experience.
Yeah.
And I was kind of done after that.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the micropayments and
Well, I mean, that's the way they were going to go when they blew up the way they blew up. Fucking
right. Well, when they switched over to the
you go to Target now, it's all fucking Fortnite shit. Overwatch was a better game in general. I wish I would have picked up more.
Yeah. I mean, we played the crap out of Overwatch for a while.
We did, yeah.
I played it until maybe 5 months ago. And
we're pretty good.
I'm over it.
And then there's a billion different characters that came out.
It's going to become League of Legends, which I already jumped off that.
I mean,
you mean HOT?
That's what I feel like. HOT is a multiplayer game that we played more than any other multiplayer.
Yeah, we played that quite a bit.
for anybody who doesn't know, that's Heroes of the Storm. We played the shit out of that game.
We did.
Mm-hmm. And it's still one that you can go back and pick up, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, who's not up for collecting some skulls?
Right. I haven't actually played the game in forever, but I still watch a couple of the YouTubers that play it and stuff because I enjoy their content. So I've kept up with some of the characters and stuff coming out, but I haven't played it in many, many, many months.
No, dude, I've gone through, like, before I got on the Kingdom Hearts thing, I was going through the older Assassin's Creeds, so I played Origins and Odyssey, and I enjoyed those a lot.
Yahtzee tore those up pieces.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So, far from perfect, and Assassin's Creed's one of those series that has pissed me off a lot.
Yes.
How they've handled their story.
Me too.
Like, shit for quite a while.
The first 2 games were fucking great. The third game kind of sucked.
Was that Brotherhood?
The Ezio storyline was the first one. That was the
Ezio storyline was the second one, and it was the best. Yeah. Altair was the first one.
Yes.
Yeah, those were great.
The American Revolution one, which I thought would be a lot of fun, but like they took all the assassination out of it.
Yes.
So like you couldn't
that game, Black Flag or whatever, or no, the American Indian one, whichever one that was, it ruined the whole series for me.
It did, same. And then
Black Flag is actually my favorite game out of the entire series.
They completely fucked the story. Like they completely went a weird way with the story and shit. So, but I figured like Odyssey and Origins are these big open world things, and like one Egyptian stuff is cool. So like fucking exploring pyramids is fun. And Odyssey is massive. Like it was enjoyable. However, I will be honest, I got my enjoyment from that game by using one cheat. And that's if I assassinate someone, I kill them. Because like and normally you have to be stronger than the person to kill them on an assassination, which means you never kill anybody when you assassinate them.
You mean like instant?
Yeah. So the one cheat that I used is instant assassination because it made the game so much fucking better. Because it let me go back to the early days where I could actually sneak around and fucking assassinate people.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed the shit out of that.
So
I'm gonna get to it later.
So you mean when you jam the blades into somebody's throat, they don't just automatically die? You just have to sit there and hack at them for a while.
Well, yeah, because he's using a plastic knife to do it.
Oh yeah. And then they get up and like you have to go into the normal fight. And like I'm not a big fan of that. Black Flag I never played because I fucking hate all the ship combat in all the Assassin's Creed games. Like
Chris, you're welcome to think Black Flag is best. That's fine. As long as you say you openly loathe the Pirates movie. Please do not tell me that you say Caribbean, not Caribbean. The word is Caribbean. Oh, it drives me nuts. When those movies were coming out, like every time you catch a trailer for it, I'm just
Mm-hmm. Brian, I think there are less mistakes to be made.
I don't know. I just I don't like the ship combat in the Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, I didn't either.
It's the assassination stabby part that I like.
Right. So if you liked whatever that last one was that came out, maybe I'll give that a whack. I did enjoy the first 2 or 3 games.
It's massive though.
Yeah,
like disgustingly large. And it's ancient Greece. It's a fun time period. It's a decent story. Like it wasn't. I enjoyed it.
Was Leonardo da Vinci in it?
No, because it's ancient Greece.
I know, but the ongoing joke is Leo is in like all the movies, but sometimes he's called something different.
Yeah.
But he's basically always Leonardo da Vinci.
I think Socrates is one of the guys.
Socrates.
Socrates.
I got a kick out of it. Like I got a general kick out of that game. I played it on PC. It was fun.
The last one I played, Syndicate.
Right. For those that haven't been to Texas in a while, what?
I got that the last time I was in Texas. I said I had that for the first time the last time I was in Texas when I didn't get to see you.
Yeah. Whataburger's great. It's not a fancy burger, but it's a good burger.
It wasn't bad.
It's a whole shitload better than McDonald's.
Yeah, that's
it's not as expensive or as good, admittedly, as something like Five Guys or Booyah or Smash Burger or
we stopped there on our drive across fucking Texas.
Yeah,
because
we had one down here and they closed it.
Not good as having a fucking jar of peanut butter in your desk. Oh.
We had a Whataburger down here and they closed it.
Is that right?
Yep. Now I think the closest one is.
Orr's got a good one. Is it New Orleans or New Orleans?
Nolans.
Exactly right. It's C. None of the above is Nolans.
No, it's C. Not playing in the Super Bowl. Oh,
It's suing.
Yeah.
So
A whole lot of nothing gonna happen with that.
So we're
okay, Durrell's calling it. Durrell's calling it.
We're being asked what's going on with vapes.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Fu, what you vaping on?
Peanut butter.
Vaping on the peanut butter?
Yeah.
Is that 5 Ponds action?
No, it's a Skippy Natural Creamy.
Skippy Natural Creamy.
I'm waiting for them to sue them.
I have it on this spoon. No, I'm waiting for my nard to dry off.
It's silver.
It off not that long ago because I need to rewick it.
That spoon is silver, so you know it conducts well.
There you go.
Contacts, yo. You got a little, some skid marks though.
Wait, why are you waiting for it to dry out? Did you wash it or something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I needed to rewick and it was looking a little gross, so I had to give it a power washing.
Looking a little ripe.
You.
Fair play. Tonight, this week, I've been mostly vaping on the. Oh God, it's very black in here. Here, hold on.
Oh no.
Been mostly vaping on the Limelight Bloom with a RAM board inside. They've rotated back to the Vena on top, bell cap, omen tip, rail cracker inside. I do have a brand new Robert Key coil. Thank you, Rob. I don't know if he's in the chat tonight, but thank you to him for sending over some more coils so I can get back to that action. I have not rewicked, and I need to rewick my my billet box because I need to get on some embellishment. I am kind of running low. I need to get an order in to old Josh.
I just made one today.
Mm-hmm. What you, Sean?
I'm vaping on a new thing that I'll talk about later if I can figure out how to pronounce it appropriately. With a Narda bell cap, omen tip, and a Rob Key coil in there with embellishment.
Wait, can we talk about what we got earlier? Is that what you were trying not to talk about?
I don't know if we're supposed to.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't planning on talking about it because I haven't.
Holy shit! I'm glad I asked before I started off.
Well, if it's any consolation, I didn't get it. So,
well, there you go.
Well, last he looked, you weren't a Plume of Hazard, so
I'm not.
So somebody we know did send out a juice it's a retro juice that they used to sell, but they're thinking about bringing it back, and they just wanted some feedback on it.
Okay, fine. So I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna say what the name is, but it's pretty good. To me, it tasted. That tastes all the juices. Overly sweet. Didn't vape like that.
It's
It
is. You know what it reminds me of? The confetti that sits on top of a sugar cookie?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
What? No, back up. What? The confetti?
The confetti that sits on top of a sugar cookie. Or not a sugar cookie,
You mean like sprinkles?
No, not sprinkles. They're flat. I forget what the hell the name of it is.
It's like the worst game of Pictionary right now.
No, Rob, don't have a Narie yet.
Put it into terms of the ice cream that you make, Mass. It might help.
Oh, there you go.
Just keep going. I'll get the name of it.
We should mention that though, and I didn't think about mentioning it, but I am going to do so now that James mentioned it.
I forgot that I didn't even know it was out.
It's not out.
There's only a couple products.
Yeah, but a couple people got one, so we should probably talk about it anyway. So you are talking about some sort of cookie, then, Romancy?
Yeah,
I found a picture of it. Okay.
Not sprinkles, so non-carbonated sprinkles.
No, it's right here. It's these right. Shit picture. Where'd you go? There you go. Right there. So they have a distinct taste. They don't taste like the waxy sprinkles. Okay. So
it tastes more chalky.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about right there.
So like the hearts you used to get for Valentine's
Day.
No,
those are way more chalky than those sprinkles.
Yeah, those are way more chalky. No, but these, yeah. So a little bit. I'm not saying the whole thing tastes like that, just a little bit. Hey, man, that's the easiest way for me to describe this shit.
No, that's fine.
Those are basically just compressed sugar.
I'm trying to remember what Futurama described those hearts tasting like. It was something like bone meal and something else. I don't remember what it was. I'm still looking. I got one good picture. I'm looking for another one.
There's Rob too. You know, Rob, if you check the group, you would know that the show is still tonight for this week.
Got him.
Got him.
Got him. Okay, so they are sugar cookies. I just didn't remember, but yeah, sugar cookies and whatever the sprinkles are called.
So what's going on in the news, Foo? You got stuff to talk about?
Here, I'll share these pictures since I got them up.
Yeah, go for it.
Since what was already mentioned in chat. So, as you all well know, the lot of us are big fans of Narmods and their addies. And Nareg has had he's had an addy on the books and apparently sold one back before the date, but he never made a whole lot of them that he's going to start making now. It is a divergence from the things that he's made. There's some similarities, but there's also some pretty significant differences. But the thing that gets me, here's the thing that gets me. What this thing looks like just without the cap on.
It's crazy.
It's really cool looking. It's really, really cool looking. You can see here. I don't know if my cursor shows up or not, but
it does.
Okay, good. It's weird. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't. So we've got a nice build rod slot right through here. We've got air holes coming down, but your air gets kind of like run in and then down. And that's it's not something we've never seen before, but we've certainly never seen it in a NAR addy. And it's something that he's, like I said,
I'm gonna blow the lid on something here because you know what it's really kind of similar to in some ways, at least how the air works.
What?
That thing that we never got to make.
Yes, it does. It does a bit. That's true. But once you build this thing, I think the thing looks really freaking sweet.
Oh, it does.
And then Todd posted a really good looking picture of it, a little closey uppy with the little hanger out there.
I'm also particularly fond of the fact that like he added cuts in there for your overhang wire.
Yes, that's exactly what I was bringing this one up to show. So unlike some other atomizers I could mention that are really expensive, ESG, this actually, you can actually go ahead and cut your leads and not have to worry about them dead shorting in your cap, which I like. This style, of the captive set screw is something we've also not seen from NAR.
Sure.
Because he's been doing the screw heads for a long time, which is fine, but a lot of people don't like them because it is not as easy as something like this is to trap a lead. I think that's really cool. The thing that I was going to mention though is if you can see on this one, this positive block, which he posted, the sneak peek or whatever a couple weeks ago. This positive block, I was actually pretty concerned about it because if you look on the sidewalls there, it's pretty thin until we saw the rest of the deck, and then I saw how it's set in there, and it's got big stainless on either side. No longer worried about how sturdy that is. That's going to be rock solid, I'm sure.
So the fun fact about that positive block from AC and I talking to him is it takes almost as long to machine that positive block as the rest of the fucking addy.
Yeah, and the rest of that, it takes just one deck takes I'm not going to tell you how long, but it does take an ungodly amount of time to make one of them.
So if I remember correctly, these are coming in at like RRP of like 160.
Yeah, something like that. I think. Yeah,
he's got a lot of fucking time in this thing. Like to make every one is a lot of fucking time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of difference between the CA and the DA flavor wise either. So like, it is what to Chris's comment, it is what you would expect out of a NAR product from the sound of it, at least from what Todd said.
Yeah.
Is it over engineered? Probably not, because there's things about the other two addies, the DA specifically, which is the one I use the most. Like there's things that are annoying about it. Like I like the full on captive screw system rather than the top screw that slips out all the time. I like the fact that he's got that built in to cut your leads and snip your leads. Like Is it over-engineered? Fucking maybe, but it also looks unbelievably convenient to use and build on.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason why I've been using the Vena for the last couple of months that I haven't had the free time or to go through and start and just jack with pills and stuff. There's a reason I've been using this, and that's because it's dead easy to build. And that looks like a NAR that's dead easy to build, which is kind of exciting to me because like Sean said, one of the very few things that you can say about the DA is it's not a dead easy build. You have to have it wrapped right. You have to kick out the leads 90 degrees. You've seen my review. It's
to harken in on something that Addy said, all the mill time equals 175. If you guys think back to a long ass time ago, we had a guy by the name of Rich Stadler come on, who owns a machine shop. Had nothing to do with vaping because he makes tops, but at the same time, I think he broke it down pretty good. Like when you price something, you've got to figure out what your profit margin is versus how long it takes to build versus the cost of your machines and all that shit. So the fact that this takes, upwards of maybe twice as long to mill out as a normal Addy and isn't twice the price, there's a reason why it's more expensive.
That and around that positive post too, that's a very thin piece of metal.
Oh yeah.
So when you're looking at machining, it's like, gets caught up and flung out.
How many are you going to have that aren't going to work?
Right.
How many, bad pieces? What's your tooling cost? How many tools are you going to it's all the stuff, like anything that's fucking made here, it costs more because you got to account for build time and paying a wage for the most part.
Yep. Then you talk about things like this thing, the ESG Addy, crazy expensive. And is it well made? Absolutely. It's totally well made.
Skyfall?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of hype about that, but it doesn't look super impressive to me.
It doesn't vape like either of us vape.
Okay.
So it's got a mouth to lung set of discs, and it's got a very wide open one, and the middle one, the only other option is too much air. It waters it down, which is why I've been waiting for a DNA75. I've been waiting for the reg hand to come in so that way I can give it a proper test.
Sure.
Because my standard builds aren't good enough. If that chamber's too big or something, or there's too much air, or there's something, my unregulated build and other ones that I've tried in there, they're okay. They're not bad, but it's nothing to write home about flavor-wise. And I'm hoping that a reg hand would be able to do.
To Festy's point, he might be right. Shenzhen may take Shenzhen an extra week to make a die casting and do it like that. But I will personally, if I have an opportunity to pick one of these up, I will always support Nureg because I like the shit he makes. I mean, if you really think about it, and please God, nobody link him this because he's going to get all sensitive about it.
Yes.
He essentially changed the face of the fucking dripper. How many Addies now run dual airflow single coil specifically based on the shit that he did?
Right.
There's not a lot of people out there. The guy who made the first Genesis, probably some of the first drippers, but he changed the fucking face of how.
And there were a couple. It's not like, and I have to be honest, as much as I love Nureg, he didn't invent that, but he did make it. He did bang it out and did just right.
And he was really one of the first people to really do it, though.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot before him. There was always double air, but it was 2 post or 4 post double air and shit. So he did a lot towards changing what all this shit looks like.
Wait a minute. There's a gentleman named Menu in chat. Is that Menu?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're who I think you are, hello.
I don't know who that is. So
I do think that that I was hoping that Menu. I'm hoping that it works better on a regulated mod. I'm really looking forward to getting a DNA75 in that I like to use and giving it a proper go.
I got a DNA75 in that I like so far.
Yeah, really? Is that right? You want to talk about it?
I can talk about it. It's very Italian, which means it has all the little annoyances of Italian mods.
Yes.
So it's an Anaquadro, and it's called the Mood, MOD, which I don't know if it's clever or stupid, but it's something. What I can say about it, the cool thing about it is, here's a Limelight, here's this thing. This thing is a DNA 75.
Rotate the Anaquandro.
Yeah, turn them sideways though. It's got a It's got a belly on it with a board in
A
it.
little bit, but honestly,
Yeah,
even
not
the belly is not that much bigger.
No, it's not.
Only a couple of millimeter up
Yeah.
on top of the fucking line. Like, it is small, man. Like, super small. I actually bought this off somebody in the Plumes group who was getting rid of it because he's the one who told me about it too. So I've been playing with this for a while today since it came in this afternoon. And again, let's start with all the things about Italian mods that are Italian. Like, it doesn't sit perfectly flat.
Is that right?
It's got a little bit of a wobble when I sit it on the table because it's Italian.
You want to show us on the table on over your shoulder?
So just a little bit, a little canted off to the side a bit, just a little wiggle.
It's working okay there now, but this table has a bow in it.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus! There you go. That's how Sean makes up for it. He just bows all the things.
It's still got a bit of wiggle there. It's not a big deal. Like, I don't really notice it, but it's there. And for a $480 mod, or I think it's €460 or something. The other thing is the Italian threading. These guys have this thing about making these super fine threads.
Fine threads, I was going to ask.
Really nice, right? But god damn it, do I hate super fine threads.
Like, hold on, let me change my battery.
Yeah. It's not only that, it's trying to get it to catch when you're putting it back in. Because the threading's so fucking fine, I can't get the bastard to catch. And it has a not spring 510. It has a screwdriver adjustable 510 because Italian mod. Once upon a time, I would have loved that shit. Now, not so much.
Yeah.
The upside is my Evo Mac, when I back out the Squonk refill bottle, it will back out. It'll screw in the thread, and then my Addy doesn't work. This has not had that problem yet, but I've only filled it 3 times.
Yeah. Sometimes that screw gets a little broken in, so to speak, and starts moving later.
Yep.
Like the old the 0 days.
I have totally had this is probably the third battery. Like, this thing is fucking eating batteries, though. At 29.7 watts, this thing is eating batteries like no fucking tomorrow. Which it's not as bad because, like, for me, there's a couple upsides. DNA 75C, so 29.7 watts sitting comfortably. USB charging, something I used to fucking hate on mods. Kind of happy it's there now because it means I don't have to take 4 batteries with me when I go somewhere. I can just plug this shit in at night.
Is it USB-C?
No, just normal USB.
It's the DNA75C, right? So it's just the micro USB.
Shape, Brian, to your point,
yeah,
little getting used to, but not much. So, like, it reminds me of using a billet box, which I have on the way because Shane Hammond's a bad influence. So it reminds me a lot of a billet box, and thumb under, thumb here, squonk. But at the same time, if I want to use left hand, I can squeeze this with my hand, and it functions just fine.
Except for you can't squonk now.
Yeah, I can. That's what I'm saying. Squonk bottle's right here.
Oh, so where are you squeezing it with?
Squeeze it with the flat of my hand.
Your finger meat?
Yep.
Gotcha.
And then I can still squonk, flat of my hand, squeeze.
All right.
I'm not really using it like that. Like, I'm still kind of using it like this and then just rotating a little bit to squonk. But I'm also used to using the bolt and stuff, which I like.
Yeah.
So I don't mind adjusting the mod a little bit to squonk. The bottle, and I don't know if it's just that there's a really tiny tube or anything. I haven't actually pulled the bottle out of it yet. Fuck, man, this thing's sensitive. A touch, and I've almost flooded this fucking Addy a couple times. Like, this is the most sensitive bottle I've ever had.
And
it's pretty short distance too.
Yeah, there's some weird like attachment that's also in here that makes it easier to remove the bottle and stuff. And I wonder if that has something to do with how good it squonks. Somebody said the LE version's gorgeous. I have no idea what the LE version even looks like.
Rob's talking about it as I think.
I do know that this thing is actually pretty fucking solid and tiny, and like, but tiny in the way that it's still kind of comfortable. Like, the little bit of thickness I haven't really tested in a pocket or anything yet, so I don't know what that's going to look like in a pocket. However, I have, just from a holding it perspective and like thumb firing it like this, like right hand, super comfy.
Good.
So I've enjoyed this thing quite a bit so far today. I'm appreciative to have it. Burning through batteries or not, whatever, it's nice to get the same fucking vape the whole way through again.
Yeah. Sure. That makes sense. What up, Ace?
So I have in general enjoyed this. This is one of two that's sitting on my desk now, along with the Gloom, and I'm just kind of popping the Addies back and forth off. Jimmy says 500 is too much to pay for any mod. Dude, you didn't know me when I was into vaping.
Yeah,
that was about as little as I fucking paid.
That's about average, I think, for most of the stuff we were going.
Yeah, it was average.
So in this conversation after I bought this, I was continuing to talk to Shane because I had thought the high end scene was pretty much dead, right? Apparently, it's not. Apparently, they've switched to this thing called Moonwood, which looks like a clown barf. Like, it looks way worse than any of the clown barf stuff we used to talk about. It looks fucking awful. And apparently now mods start at like $750.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the same thing with high-end Addies, right? We've got a lot of reasonable price Addies that have come out that are supposedly quite good, but then you've got just a few, and the high-end things have gotten quite a bit more expensive, right? You look at the ESG thing we were just talking about, right? It was $200-something by the time I paid shipping and all that shit.
It's a lot for a dripper.
It's a lot for a dripper, for sure. And I'm not surprised that some of the nichier sorts of high-end mods have gone up as well.
I just figured there'd be a breaking point eventually because back in the day, even fucking Geppettos are RRP'd at like $500, 600 tops. Unless you got into the super, super rare, like fucking Inferno, whatever the hell you caught on.
But even RRP, they weren't too much more than that. It was usually the flipper stuff that you got, right?
Yeah.
You get people marking.
I mean, you had flipping shit up in upwards of $50,000 for something. Yeah. It was insane.
Yeah.
But like coming into this scene at the beginning of high-end mods, right? Like back when a high-end mod was like $130, then you watch it turn into $250
mods.
Then you watch it turn into like what, $300, $400. Then now apparently they're like what I thought had died because there were so many lower cost alternatives out. Apparently hasn't even fucking come close.
It's a look at this point. It's a luxury market, right?
I mean, it's always been a luxury market.
Yeah.
I just didn't realize
it's behaved like one. It kind of seems it's going to operate independently of the rest of the market.
I just didn't realize that it was going to bear that much, like that it was going to bear that much fucking more.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I figured there had to be a breaking point at some point. I guess I was wrong. However, I'm really fucking glad I got out of it because my pockets ain't that fucking deep.
Right. Ooh, we didn't talk about your hat.
Well, I talked about my hat last time.
Oh, that's right, you did.
Talk about your hat.
I can talk about mine. So I did get mine back in. I ordered the wrong size, apparently. I measured and whatever, and it turned out to be too small. But I did get my my Boston Scallion there. I do like it quite a bit. The XL is barely big enough.
It looks pretty good.
But it looks pretty good, and it's black. So, and that is one of the things I was going to mention here. The problem is while it looks good, and it's got the one big panel on top, one big white panel. The problem is it is jet black, which means any amount of dust or something that happens to be on a crumb or something that has to be on your fingers or whatever, it gets right on it.
Yeah, mine too. And mine's wool, so it's fucking naturally sticky.
Yeah. So as much as I enjoy it, as much as I think it looks nice, I think I might have to buy another one that's not that will wear a little more normal than the jet black one. But it does look nice. It fits rather well, and it seems to be made well too.
Which one did you get again?
The classic bruiser.
Oh, okay, so you went classic. So is that wool too?
It's not. It's
not.
You
got the bruiser, so it's cotton. I really need to fucking pick up a cotton one too, man, because like this wool one, like I'm wearing it right now, it's hot.
Is it? Yeah, I'm sure
it's really nice when I go like outside.
Man.
But right now it's hot, so I'm gonna put on my old hat because it's hot.
Now I'm looking to see which one I end up getting. I think it was the bruiser.
It is really nice, like when I go outside now, because it's the middle of fucking winter, though.
Right, I'm sure. I'm sure it's got to be great up there. Sure. Scally, searching my email here.
However, as it gets warmer, I'm gonna have to get probably a cotton one. I think.
Yeah.
As well.
Bruiser.
I've liked their stuff a lot so far. It's well made. It's decent. Their pricing is decent.
It's not the cheapest thing around, but it's not ungodly expensive.
It's well made for the price, though.
Yeah.
And their emails are fucking hilarious. Have you gotten any emails like making fun of bowler hats and shit yet?
Yeah, that is actually something that I don't like about it. They send
too much
over email.
Oh, they do, yeah. But they're funny at least.
They
are funny at least.
They're usually funny, but it's a little bit too much. Like even just ordering one thing, you end up with 6 emails.
Yeah.
Which is a little much.
To anybody asking about like big head sizes, like they suggest that you measure your head and then pick based on that, which is not a bad model.
Yeah, it's not. And they do come.
Probably a good idea.
They do come pretty big, by the way. So the XL, the one that I've got here, is 60 centimeters, but they do go up to triple XL is 64. So 64 centimeters is 2 feet 1 1/4 inches for your, around like the, where the cat's gonna sit, and that's
a big fucking head.
That's a pretty big noggin. Pretty big noggin. My 60 is not small.
There, I tossed a link in chat. Yeah, I'll probably end up picking up like one in gray.
Horace said the guys with head hair aren't wearing those. No, you totally can. That's what I'm saying. Even if you have a lot of hair, if I didn't shave my head, I would have to get a larger size probably, but it wouldn't be an ungodly amount.
No, and I think I got the large, and it fits just perfectly okay.
Some of us just got big old noggins. Got a lot of brains. Gotta have room for the brains.
3 of you got big motherfucking noggins.
I mean, I just want large.
Yeah.
I actually quite like the town. I'm looking now. I quite like the townie in sandstone gray.
I think my hat size is like a 7 3/8 or something.
Yeah, the townie is another one of those single panel on the top, and I really like the single panel top hats. Like, for whatever reason, I like the single panel on the top more than I like the 8 panel closed in.
Mm. Which is more like what this guy is. I think this is a 6. Yeah, this is a 6 panel that I got from Lids a long time ago. The problem with this one is it comes together on the bill. The line of the seam that comes together is not centered, which drives me crazy. It's not far off, but it's just far off enough that it bothers me.
That hat looks good though. I like the Scally Bruiser. It's a good looking cap.
Yeah.
Food. Do you want to talk about New York?
It's fucking cold.
Good morning.
Okay, me a sec. So I think I'd mentioned in previous, I think Alex Clark, when he'd come on, mentioned that there's the keep your eyes peeled about an upcoming flavor ban in New York. And we go here. New York City call to action. An ordinance is being introduced that would ban the sale of flavored e-cigarettes / vaping products in New York City. Qassar has obtained the draft language of this ordinance, and it's about as bad as we could have imagined. This is a total ban of flavors other than tobacco. This ordinance is scheduled for an oversight hearing on Wednesday, January 30th, 2019, 1 p.m. City Hall. Way the fuck downtown, off of the 4th train.
So I linked the call to action for everybody too. If you're in New York, do that.
So, did anybody talk about Ohio yet?
Nope. It's fucking cold.
So police will start issuing $107 citations to Perry High School students caught vaping. Perryville, Ohio, is cracking down on the increased use of vaping.
At school, specifically?
Yes, by students across the region.
Yeah, you know what? That's to me, that's fine. You're underage. You shouldn't be vaping. You should.
Yeah, any student found possessing, using, purchasing, or receiving an e-cigarette, vape, or like product will receive a citation from the Perry Village Police Department that carries an approximate fine of $170. Students will also receive disciplinary action from the school, according to the high school.
I'm relatively okay with that.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, that's really it's gonna hit fucking parents who don't care in the wallet too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which is the best way to hit parents who don't care.
What do you mean my kid can't graduate because I didn't pay no $170? I can.
Speaking of fucking parents who don't care, you know what really grinds my fucking gears?
I was wondering if you're gonna bring this up.
I wasn't going to, but it was a good segue. fucking kid or fucking parents who take their kids to fucking preschool when they're sick. Because my kid has now missed 2 days of fucking preschool that I still have to pay for because I want to be goddamn responsible. Oh, it pisses me off so much. At the same time,
welcome to parenting.
To play the other side of the argument, if our work culture wasn't what it was, we might not have that problem the same way. Because there are probably some of these parents who can't take off work.
Yeah, we got to sell flu vaccines, God.
Doesn't mean I necessarily appreciate or like. And honestly, at a school like that, where I'm sending my fucking kid, like, I don't know that there's the same fucking excuse.
Well, isn't all of Washington State right now all freaking on lockdown because of the measles outbreak?
Because fucking people aren't vaccinating, yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm all about fucking public schools saying that kids must show proof of vaccination to even attend.
It's not about being in support of it. It's the fact that we have to fucking do it. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, you should have to show proof of
going back 80 years.
Yeah, you should have to show fucking proof of vaccination to attend fucking school.
The scary thing is that, and I didn't even think about this until I heard him talking about it on the news, is that us as adults that have been vaccinated can be affected by whatever this new freaking strain that has taken hold because they're freaking mutants.
Because we stopped vaccinating for shit that's supposed to be eradicated, and it's like,
not even that. Even if you're vaccinated, it's just, you know.
Rob's asking if they're sharing vapes in preschool to get each other sick. Hopefully not.
Yeah, right. They're fucking custard vapes.
My kid's pretty good about, like, if my vape's sitting on a table or something and my kid gets it, she brings it right to me.
So she pulls the tool out of her pocket and it's like,
Dad, I'm more of a mouth to lung kid. Come on. Before we go, I do have one thing to talk about vape mail wise. Thank you to Lou, by the way, who saw a joke post that I made on the Limelight forum. I had not had a chance to try the Limelight bottles yet, the piezo bottles.
They look nice.
And he sold me a couple. He had some extras, so he sent over a white one and a Schwarz one, and they both look really good. That's, I didn't mention, that is what's in the old gloom here. Obviously, they fit inside the gloom perfectly. There's a couple things I really, really, really like about them. One of which is it's big enough and it all fills up the whole thing, the whole bottle well. The other thing I do like about them is there's a Delrin cap that's threaded on the top, which is nice. And one of the better things, besides the fact that it works well, the bottles themselves do not have any embossing on them.
Oh, I love that.
Which I just hate that. It's one of the worst things about the cappies, right? Is there's shit on the bottom. I just don't like it. Now there are two seams because it's it's plastic. It's gonna have a seam, but there's just two little thin ones on either side, and it's easy to get rid of it. They're relatively inexpensive, and the other thing that's pretty cool about them is on the bottom. Pull this out a little bit. You can see. I think you can see. Maybe turn a light on. You can see there's a tiny little disc down here underneath. And that snugs right up underneath the cap, which means the bottle tube will not pull out. It's actually got like a little bit of a lock basically on it, which works really well. Because every now and then, if anybody's had a squonker for a while, if you're gonna yank that bottle out, sometimes the mod holds onto the tube, and it can kind of yank it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, it happened here. Since it is Delrin, it's not silicone on silicone like some of the cappies that came out that I hated. It's got a really good seal, really easily airtight seal, and it works really well. It's got there's the only branding is there's tiny little engravings on the top of the lid that says Limelight, I think piezo on it. Yeah.
So if we're going to talk about bottles, I have to share this bottle that I really want. And another time where Shane Hammond is a bad influence.
Big said the same thing. My OCD compels me to make sure the BFX logo is perfectly bang on every time it's installed. Yeah, me too. In the back. So I don't have to freaking deal with it at all.
So check out this fucking guy.
Hold on, I haven't got there yet. I have one more thing to say about it.
Okay, go ahead.
The last thing that I'll say is if you are like me, somebody that's been squonking for quite a while, you may, like me, have some pretty picky things. And I can admit that I'm a little particular when it comes to my bottles. This thing hits a lot of the highlights for me. The price is great. It's well made. The bottle, the tube stays in place. The threads are easy to work with, all that sort of junk. It fits in there perfectly. The one gripe that I have is the bottle is actually slightly too soft.
I can see that.
If you've ever had a bottle that's slightly too soft, that means that when you squonk and you let go, it doesn't pull the juice down very fast, which sounds, again, this is a very fine little nitpick because it does do it. It just takes slightly longer than the Cappy.
I have a feeling that this and a Quadro bottle have the same problem. Like, I feel like that's why it's so easy to fucking oversquonk this bottle.
Yeah. So it's the matter of, I'm sure, and I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty certain that it's a matter of microns on the wall thickness, right? Just a little bit thicker would have still made it really soft, and it would still carry that vacuum and be strong enough when it expands back out to pull the liquid down a little bit faster. Again, it's not a deal breaker at the price and the fact that it fits perfectly and it's got the right capacity and all that sort of stuff. The way it's made, it holds, all the other features. I think it's worth it. It's probably going to be my favorite bottle. But if I had one piece of feedback to give, that's probably what I would give. I would make it ever so slightly thicker so it would return to form.
So check out this fucking bottle. This thing is crazy cool. So it's the same size as a normal bottle. Apparently fits in everything. I think I'm going to order one the next time an order goes in.
That ring, though.
So that's what I'm going to get to in a minute. So this is a bottom fill bottle. So you don't use a fucking screw-on thing or anything like that. You literally fucking pop in this piece and pop out this piece and fill your bottle from the bottom. So same general size as a normal bottle, but super easy fucking filling because you just grab a needle tip bottle and fill it because there's it disassembled.
That is
how do you get around the air displacement? Does it just squirt out the top?
I don't know. I assume so. But the guy who has them, being Shane Hammond, said they work really fucking well, and they're probably his favorite bottles.
How does that work?
I was envisioned eating like this.
I mean, if you flip, I assume that's from, you said it's bottom fill, right? So I assume you got to take your bottle cap off the bottom, jam your bottle in there, and squeeze. And if you're doing that, that air's going to go somewhere.
That's the thing. There's no. Oh yeah, you squeeze your bottle.
Yeah.
Are you talking about when you put this piece back in?
I guess.
Like air displacement when you put this back in?
No, air displacement when you're putting liquid back in the bottle.
When you're putting liquid in a bottle, you literally, like, you're not sealing it. You're not forming a seal. You're just putting the tip of the needle tip in it and squeezing.
Yes, but in order for juice to flow into the bottle, right, the empty air inside the squonk bottle has to go somewhere, right?
Right.
Yeah, it goes out this fucking hole that the needle tip bottle's in. It's literally taking off a cap on the bottom to fill. It's not like pressure touched. You're taking out a cap on the bottom.
Right, but you have to replace the air that's in it.
Yeah, so what Angsty is saying is it going out of the tube?
No, it's coming out this hole in the fucking bottom. So you're flipping your mod upside down.
Yeah.
It can't go in and out of the same place.
Yes, it can, as long as you're not making an airtight seal.
I guess.
You're not making an airtight... It's the same concept. If you unscrew the top of a squonk bottle, like you used to have...
Yeah, I understand. Like the Narca, there's like only one hole to fill it in, right? I stick my needle in there and I don't want...
No, not like that, because the Narca works... Like if you take an old squonk bottle before the top 510 refillers, you take it out, you unscrew the cap, and you stick your bottle over top of it and fill it. It's the same concept. It just happens.
Oh, so that hole's not like just made for the needle. It's way bigger. Is that what you're saying? Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you mean.
So the only thing that I could see where there would be a problem with potential air displacement is when you're putting that fucking plug back in. That's what I thought you were talking about. Yeah. Where does the air go when you put the plug back in?
I assumed it was a little port for the needle tip. I get it now.
No, it's enough for fucking it's a hole.
Vic Friel says this sounds like squonk bottle queefing.
It's a cool fucking bottle. Like, that's a cool design because, like, admittedly, a lot of the fucking stuff that's out now is still using shit bottles. And honestly, some of the stuff from China has really cool. Even like I got bored the other night and I was watching Matt Cully's review of Dwayne's Squonker, OC Squonker, and I don't necessarily like the Squonker. It's too fucking big. But I do like the whole bottle system. Like his bottle system is fucking cool.
Is that right?
because you literally pull it out and it's open, like it's O-ring sealed, but there's no like unscrew cap, there's no pin, like none of that or no tube, none of that shit. Fucking cool. So to see somebody do something like that they're at least it's trying something different to make it a little easier, because even the 510 refillers can be a little fucking annoying.
I am curious about that too. Ace just brought it up with that bottom piece and that plug. He said 5 mil max on the capacity. I'm wondering if that's true.
I think it's 5.6. Yeah, I think it's 5.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
Because that was my first thought. Like, how much fucking capacity does that take out?
Right.
I think it's 5.
So that's probably like the size of a silk bottle, but it's also bigger on the bottom, right? It's got that extra shit on it. Yeah. I did want to say thank you to Lou, by the way. Thank you, Lou, for selling me those bottles. I really appreciate it, man. Very much. I'm glad to have been able to test them. I did order more from Limelight when I get my reg hand. Ordered some more because they're that good. I did enjoy using them. The only thing that I'm sad that's not there is that other thing. Oh, I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about that. Dayan had a really good idea, and this was months and months and months ago, about his bottles, like an extra little trick that they could do. I need to ask him about that now that I think about it.
Yeah,
if I can get cleared on it, I'll tell you guys next time.
You've already said too much.
Yeah, probably.
Is Mask gonna make it back? Do we know?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, no. We actually do have one other thing that's really fucking important. Well,
yes, we do. Schedule-wise.
So last week we fucked up when we said we were switching to Tuesday night because we didn't realize that our good friend Phil Pisardo has a show on Tuesday night, and we don't want to step on Phil's toes. Phil's always been a friend of ours and a good dude. So we're going to be switching to Wednesday night.
Yeah.
So starting next week, we'll be on Wednesdays.
Wednesdays,
and for a while. We're not planning on making it confusing for you guys, but for now, we need to go to Wednesdays. Just real life stuff. That's all. We've been on the same night for 5 years, and time to make a little bit of an adjustment.
Yep.
Hope that's okay with everybody.
Rob, does that mean you can make it on Wednesdays now?
What's that?
Do Wednesdays work? I'm trying to figure out if Wednesdays work for Rob.
Yeah, I think so. They should be fine.
Well, Tuesdays didn't work for Rob.
Oh, for Rob.
That's why he asked.
Yeah, he said you switched because of me. So if Wednesdays work for you, then yes, we switched because of you. If they don't work for you, then it had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, sorry, Tomas.
I'm sure there's other stuff that you can watch on Monday. Arrow is on. I'm going to watch that after this, actually. That airs on Monday.
There you go. Important things. And when football rolls around, you can watch the Monday Night Football.
Yep. Oh, good. Rob can make it.
Good.
Yeah, then we switch just because of you.
Exactly so. Exactly so. Did I have anything else come in there? I feel like I had one more other thing come in. No, I talked about my hat.
I'll eventually have a billet box and a vape shell to talk about.
Yeah, look at there. I didn't get an invoice today, but I bought something in vaping that's not bottles and not coils. I did buy something. I think I'm going to leave it a secret until it comes. It might not be here next week, but
I feel like everybody knows it's the freehand.
It's not the freehand. I will have that coming in as well. I did buy that as well, but that'll be a future show. I'm really looking forward to trying that out.
The freehand.
Very much. I've got some things that I think I might not like about it, but it doesn't matter because ever since I ordered the very first one on the very first list, I've been poking down saying, "Got to make a regulator one. Got to make a regulator one." Because back then it was all, I think it was a Dia or the Evo, one of the two.
It was the Dia.
It was, the DNA 40. That's all I wanted. So you got to make a regulator one. This thing's amazing. I need a regulator. And he said, no, for years.
A couple of years.
Huh?
It's only been a couple of years.
It was at least 2.5. It's been forever.
All right. Well, I think that's it then. Your Monday will never be the same, but your Wednesday will also never be the same.
That's right. Plus, we can make lots of hump day jokes.
Ooh.
No, I think work already killed that for me.
Who did?
Work.
Yeah. Yep. But you know, if you really wanted to, you could always just watch the show the next Monday, right? If you have a case of the Mondays.
Although I would suggest that you tune in on Wednesday, watch the show, and then if you really want to, you can watch it again on Monday. Or better idea, you can start going through the back catalog when the show was good on Monday night.
No, we don't know when that was, but surely it was sometime in the past.
At some point in the history of the show. I think there was a 1 month period.
A while back.
Yeah.
At some point. All right, boys. Thank you very much. I think Massey's got something to show us
something to show us.
Yeah. But until next week, we will see you on Wednesday. Next week, same time. Cool.
Thank you, everybody.
Wednesday for anybody confused by his pronunciation.
Wednesday. Masty's muted.
Roll it, Masty.
Okay.
Is he gonna present me?
Oh, I'm waiting for you to do it. Wait for your shit to change so I can
Oh, hell yeah.
And you're muted.
Chicken corn on the corn can, mama. When chicken corn, so the corn came wrong. When chicken